I don't have the phone itself. I will never have it. I have watched some videos on YouTube and now check the specs in the GSM Arena, which are really cool, except one. So all these Day2D and Mr. Who's the Boss and all others, they are praising that this is the fastest phone. I'm talking about ASUS ROG Phone 2. So on a technicality, they are right, but they are actually wrong about one thing, and that's the is there any game that already is demanding more than the 855 is doing? Now, granted, at 60 Hertz versus at 120 Hertz, things are going to be different, and I understand for a gaming-oriented person, this phone is golden in mid 2019, but after everything said and done, this is still a phone, and it's, I think, missing an important thing. I'm amazed nobody's emphasizing it much, so I wanted to emphasize that, and that's why I'm making this video. That phone, while it has, NFC, UFS 3.1 speed, and a huge battery, and etc., is actually not much portable, but that's still okay. I think is missing wireless charging. Now you might think this is not an issue, right? Just plug it in, it charges. Yeah, but wireless charging is now a technology that's been around for a couple of years at least, not more, I think, like 3 years. And it doesn't have it. And the reason I'm making this video is people seem to neglect that this is important, whereas it actually is quite important. Now, this phone has headphone jack, okay, so you can plug in a headphone and plug in the cable and charge and use headphones at the same time. But still, you are bound by a cable, and if you are bound by a cable while charging it, well, I mean, there can be cable issues. You tackle the cable and the phone falls off, one thing. Second, it's always plug it in, plug it out thingy. Whereas it wireless charging, you just insert it there. I want this technology to get adopted more and more, and unfortunately, if people don't emphasize it, people don't really care about it, its adoption is going to be more limited. I think the back of this phone is something like plasticky. I don't have the phone really, and I don't recall what they said. It's not glass, I think. So wireless charging can perfectly work if they have implemented it. It's quite thick, but it's only thick because of the extra battery in it. Within that thickness, the other option could have been, to reduce the battery a bit and implement wireless charging, but they chose not to do it. Now, I'm not sure if it were to interfere with thermals. I don't know if wireless charging itself heats up in the phones, but I think that technology needs to get more and more adapted, and for a very high-end cell phone, which is also going to cost probably quite a bit, the lack of wireless charging is disappointing. For the same cost, it could have the same battery, but just a regular 855 chip, but came with wireless charging, and then it would be better. The other thing about the phone is it lacks, I think, any IP certification. It might not even be water resistant at all, because it seems to have some holes at the back which are used for ventilation, which means it is connected to internals of the phone, which I think if it is dropped into water, that phone might die. Nobody again mentioned this. This is a lesser issue, yes, it's again an important thing. Water resistance is important, but I can see that certification takes more cost, which might be reflected to the price, or if they don't certify it, this is a gaming device, so I can see why they wanna prevent the heating issue, but I don't like pushing for some gigahertz number while neglecting the phone properties, which is first and foremost wireless charging for me. Second, yes, water resistance is also important. So I just wanted to remind ASUS that it will be great to have those things. Just some number crunching, some number increase in some speed scenarios. I'm sure for a gamer it is still important, but I want this thing, the wireless charging, to become standard. Hopefully in 2020, I can only hope for, but I guess most certainly in 2021-22 it will. So the more phone manufacturers use it, the better it is going to be. Cool. So those are my 2 cents on this issue.